You invite people to go through a process or an exercise that's valuable for them, whether we do business or not. And that process is this visual that you see on the screen. It's called a financial roadmap, and it's a valuable exercise. So both spouses come to your office with all their financial documents, and there's a script for scheduling these meetings. And there's a very clear offer of how they will be better off if they have a financial roadmap, if they work with another advisor, if they're do-it-yourselfers, whatever it is that they are, there's a clear and cogent explanation of how you'll be better off going through this exercise with your spouse. And if we don't do business, that's fine. You'll go on your merry way, and you will have a good experience that will help you work with your advisor better, do it yourself better, et cetera. It's often, though, through this exercise called the financial roadmap, which is visual and engaging and interactive, that they have the epiphany. And there's usually a twofold epiphany. Epiphany number one is we need a plan, right? We need a plan. We need a better plan. The truth is we don't really have a game plan. We have a general idea of how we're going to achieve our goals, but we don't really have a game plan. And then the second epiphany is our current advisor sucks. And that's the perfect storm, right? Yep. So you probably remember I played a little video clip of Tony and Sue. And after Tony and Sue had gone through this exercise, and they're not actors, they're not primed. What we often do is after we go through the exercise and we're creating a training video, we leave the camera running. And it's not that we're trying to be deceptive about it, but oftentimes the people who have just been in the training video don't really realize the camera's still rolling. It's like, okay, that's over. Now, what did you think of that exercise? And that's what we did with Tony and Sue. And that's when you got that whole explanation of, yeah, we've been working with the same guy for 40 years. And he probably knows this about us, but it's taken 40 years. And then they realize, actually, he doesn't know this about us. Right? In 40 years, you've accomplished more in less than an hour than our advisor has for 40 years. So that's the double epiphany. The double epiphany is we need a plan, or we need a better plan. We need more planning. We need a better plan. And our current advisor sucks. And the reason they think their current advisor sucks is they have this epiphany that, man, we've been working with this advisor for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 40 years. And they haven't gotten this done. What are we paying these people for? So that's the epiphany. And when that happens, trust breaks. And now the obvious opportunity is, well, of course, the natural person to hire, we should hire the person who helped us have these epiphanies.
Yep.
Right. So you do have to answer the question, hey, this is how much we charge and this is what you get. Again, that makes it even easier when they go, wow, that's about the same or sometimes less than we're paying now. So we could pay the same and get a lot more. And that sort of is why I often get questions, Bill, what makes you so confident that it's easy to steal clients from other advisors? And honestly, I know it sounds kind of cynical, but after almost 40 years of being in this business, my observation is most advisors do actually suck.
Yeah, I trade with you. There are not a lot of great ones out there.
It's just they have all these tools and they choose not to use them. And my first exposure to that was, as a rookie advisor with Merrill Lynch in the 80s, we had a financial planning tool and nobody wanted to use it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We had an insurance department and nobody wanted to use them. You could outsource the money management, and these arrogant a-holes that I worked with all thought we could manage money better, which they actually couldn't, which, circling back to something we talked about earlier, the reason they don't want to get their family and clients or family and friends as clients is they know sooner or later we're going to blow them up. Right? Sooner or later, they used to call it blowing up your book. Sooner or later, you're going to be wrong. And you don't want to piss off your friends and your family when you blow up your book and have to rebuild.
Right.
And I remember thinking, well, what if you actually didn't blow them up? Right. Well, why do we have to blow them up? So there are people out there who manage money who consistently, over 5 and 10 and 15 and 20-year windows, at least get the performance of the S&P 500. And that's really all you need.
Yeah,
you don't need to have
absolutely.
some massive hedge fund performance. Warren Buffett doesn't invest that way, right? Warren Buffett doesn't respond to stock picks. So anyway, the epiphany is twofold. Our current financial advisor sucks, and we need better planning. So that's what you offer. You offer great planning, and you replace their current advisor, and you actually then deliver more value than they were ever getting. So even if their advisor didn't suck, you're still better.
Right.